Good morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 297 of the Good Morning Guys podcast, thank you so much for joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we are talking about the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and to play. I am one of your hosts, the Brazilian Mountaineer and Transition Ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. With me to my left, the judge, jury, and executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
God is with us.
True that. Indeed. Also with me, but to my cat E corner, the foreigner.
Nope.
So close.
Sprechen Sie Deutsch?
I knew it was going to be the PUBG voice. The former final member of the GMG Quadfecta with music in his heart, Doctor Who on his brain, and La Carreta in his old stomago, Marc Boucher.
Hiya.
And finally, with me to my bottom, the newest member of the newest final member of the GMG crew, the silent sneezer, giggler, North Kakalakian, who's possibly unlikely to have eaten dinner not yet already, our personal howdy hey handyman, Ryan Isley.
Happy, marvelous, meticulously mundane May. I can't remember what you said last time.
That was great.
Maniacally mild May.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go.
Howdy
That was
chicken to
close.
everybody. Because apparently that's what hey hey means.
That's
in
right.
Another language.
Oh,
Howdy
yeah,
chicken.
hey,
That's
hey.
right. Yeah, you're calling us chickens.
And yeah,
What do you-
howdy, hey.
Yeah,
What do you
Good
mean by
afternoon
that?
to you, sir.
Yeah.
Square
What's
up.
What's up, pig? What's up, pig?
Oh, pig. It's
I like pig.
hey hey
Oink, oink.
in the Maori language.
Yep. That sounds
Is
right.
that a language?
That's what I think it is too. That's what we call
I
it in
don't
West
know.
Virginia.
Cool.
Bunch
Yeah,
of-
no, I'm still
bunch
going
of
to call you
hey-heys.
hey. Bunch of hey heys.
Hey. Whoa, now you're getting
Looks like some
personal.
hey heads.
You're a hey head.
Dynamite comeback.
Your mom went to college.
Excellent,
she
sir.
She didn't. Your
Speaking
mother has
of,
a job and is a well-respected member of the community.
happy belated.
What now?
All right, shush, children. Happy belated Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.
Yes.
God
Yes.
bless you. And if you're listening and you didn't do something nice for your mommy, how dare you? How dare you? Pause the podcast. Call your mom right now.
Indeed.
Definitely.
Find her,
We'll wait.
track
We'll
her
wait.
down, give her a hug, give her a kiss on the cheek, give her a high five because she had to deal with you for so long.
The old wink of the gun. Mom,
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, Mom, you had it tough. You're welcome. All right. If you're new with us, we are experts on many languages, and we also will continue to berate you if you forget to do nice things for your mother. Also, we're going to jump right into what's new news. And I think we should go inverted order from last week. And I'm going to go first. So eat
Go
that.
right ahead.
There you go.
Eat that, buddy.
Okay.
What am I
So
eating?
we're going to start
Sounds
with
tasty.
we're going to have fake life because for 2 weeks in a row, I have some fake life to talk about. Let's
Nice.
go. Let me crack my fake life knuckles here. Okay.
Oh,
All right.
And
good.
oh,
good
hey.
solid crack.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Oh, snap.
Oh, snap.
Let's start with
So much for that fake life.
that's it. That's all I have.
A whole bunch of
I don't know where to start. I have two options. Let's go with the light stuff. The light stuff is
Now go with the dark
you
stuff.
need
Yeah, the dark stuff, the more robust stuff. Let's do
to
it.
watch X-Men 97 right now.
Yes.
Oh my
All
god.
right. Well, have a good night.
I can't see you guys.
Hey, everybody.
I can't say anything about it because it is so daggum good, and
It is.
ruining the surprise will cause you to not like me, and it will take away
Pat,
the
I do not want to get a copyright strike.
punch. Oh, brought to you.
It's blur
GMG,
background right now.
GMG brought to you by Disney Plus. We got our own.
GMG
we got our
brought to
own,
you by prison.
Whatever works.
Do you want to stay 5 or 10 years?
The
Well, you keep
last
going, we
episode
will.
of GMG. That'll
Yep.
be on YouTube.
But man, X-Men 97 is so good. Like, it's creeping its way up to the top. Like, my favorite show. Like, every week I watch the episode, I get to the end and I'm like, what? I needed another 30 minutes. Like,
Mhm.
and this is easily like the best worst ending of maybe any series. Like,
Wait, it's over? The season 1's over?
no,
there's
sorry,
one more.
best of an episode. The best worst ending of any episode, like where you're just like, that's how you're gonna end it. And it was
Cliffhanger.
just-
We call those
Dude.
cliffhangers.
oh, is it barely a cliffhanger? Like, they didn't even let the cliffhanger breathe. They were just like, hey, by the way, it was like, hey, by the credits.
Yeah.
It's like,
He's not hanging.
It was.
He's not
it
hanging.
was,
He's just straight drop.
Dude. like my family and I, we were just like, oh, what? And
Yeah, it was pretty.
so, dude,
Do we know if
intense.
the next episode's supposed to be tomorrow, right?
It better be. I'll be
think
so
so.
ticked.
Is
if they're
that
like, you know what? Wait 2 weeks.
I was about to say, do we know how many episodes are in this season?
I think this is the finale of this season.
Yeah, because
Oh,
it was supposed to be
man.
a 3-part finale, and this past one was.
This
2 or
is a
3.
this is a series where I'm like, can we go back to 22 episodes? Because if
Please,
they would
for real,
they would give us 22 bangers like this, I mean, it would just be like blow your hair back.
I tell you what, man.
Tell you what, man.
So I really hope that Spider-Man gets the X-Men 97 treatment,
Dude, that would be awesome.
Ooh.
That would be cool.
because I would love and Christopher Daniel Barnes, who does the voice of Spider-Man on the 90s Spider-Man, he's down for it. So come on,
Yeah, I would
print
be down
money,
for that.
Marvel. You got it.
Yeah, they know how to. They know how to.
They'll
I'd say
figure
they're.
out some way to mess that up.
Yeah, they know how to do the animated stuff. It's pretty good.
They do know how to do the animated stuff.
I will say this though, like they made this first season and then they fired the showrunner a week before the show debuted.
What do they
So-
do? The runner? Do they take the footage, like run the footage over to the other studio? To
They're basically the director. He was
Oh,
the
really?
director. Yeah.
they fired the director? That's
yeah,
not
they
cool.
fired the director a week before the
Hmm.
show debuted.
That sounds like a Marvel move.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
got
know.
what we wanted out of you. See ya.
Yep. I don't know what
Oh,
the deal
thanks
was,
for this
but-
great show that you made. We don't need you now.
Yeah, we just wanted to do the one season.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Next.
The door's over there.
Yeah. So yeah, X-Men 97, I can't recommend it enough, even for you animated stuff haters out there. You know who you are.
Patrick.
Yeah, see, Rayla's barking at you right now, Patrick. Get yourself over there. Watch this show. The other thing going on in fake life is James and I are loving Midnight Suns. And we are,
Nice.
Yes.
when we get
Nice.
when we get some free moments, we're in it to win it. And we're just trading off the controller between skirmishes. He's mainly the Abbey explorer, which is sometimes very frustrating because they'll say, hey, go talk to this person. And he's like, don't tell me what to do. And then he runs off into the far corners
So
of
he's
the
Pat.
Abbey. And yeah, he's like doing his best impersonation of Pat. It's pretty funny, actually, until like there's things to do. And I'm like, okay, son, I need you just talk to the person. And he'll like walk up to the person. And then right before he gets to him, turn left and then go down another hallway. He's like, not
Zoink.
yet.
You're not getting food tonight.
And he'll just- I mean, he went up to the dog tonight and he just kept clicking the pet button. And
I
except
mean,
it,
that's what you're supposed to do.
no, but then it just goes to him talking. And what is with like when they make it, you know what the guy's voice reminds me of is Shepard's voice in Mass Effect. Like just kind of vanilla voiceover. It's like when they don't use what are the words when you Oh my gosh, I know grammar words, but when you like instead of saying it is not, it isn't
Contractions?
Yes, I knew as soon as I said it, I would say it. He doesn't use contractions, so he'll just be like, "It is not true that you should do this."
Oh
I'm
my
like,
gosh. I grew up,
stop!
I
Why are
had
you
a guy
talking like
in
that?
like middle school and high school, like he refused to use contractions. And it was the most awkward thing ever. Like
Yeah,
people didn't want to talk to him for that reason.
you don't use contractions. Ew! I'm not talking to you. Get out
You
of
don't talk normal, leave.
here. Yeah. So that's kind of how the voiceover actor.
Do not let
talks.
the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah, exactly.
Stop. Don't open. Do not open that door.
So you guys are more fun to listen to do it than he is, but
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
He
But what we
just said
do
all
love
the
about the
words.
game is this is James's first game where the conversational choices matter. So we were talking to, I think, Dr. Strange, and he picked one that kind of made fun of the name of the Sanctum Sanctorum, and he got a negative heart. And he just looked at me like, "What? Why'd I get a negative? What is that?" I'm like, "Oh, James, you have to pick the thing to say that will build the friendship." And he's like, "Oh." So now he's like, he's either like picking the right one and then like fist bumping for his +1 heart, or he'll like scroll through them and then just look at me like, which one should I do? I don't know what to pick. Where do I put my hands? And so that's kind of fun to experience it with him for the first time. Because I mean, growing up as an adult, I played that mostly. We didn't have that as kids, so I can't say growing up. But getting to experience that with James for the first time is kind of cool. And then beyond that, the battle mechanics, fun. I like the turn-based stuff. I like the cards. I like the powers, and then the different cards that then enhance the powers and all that jazz. It's fun. Good times. So that's Fake Life. Enjoying that with my son James.
Nice.
And then in real life, I ran a 17K this past Sunday, so notched it up a bit.
Nice.
So I'm 4K away from a half marathon. I probably won't do it until I do the actual half marathon in the race here in a little under 2 weeks. It's going to be Sunday, May 26th. I'm going to be doing a half marathon with my buddy, the music teacher at our school, Wesley. So we're going to be running together this weekend for one last training weekend. So it should be fun. Yeah, so I'm excited. It wasn't too bad. I think I definitely got home and we had breakfast, went to church, and then I immediately took a nap as soon as I had the chance. I was pretty tired.
Sunday.
Yeah, it was good. It was a great Sunday. So took a little nap, but it was a much heavier, like it was a nap where I was like, I need this nap because once you run 17K like that, it's very draining. I think I burned that day or that in that run, I think I burned like 1,400 calories. So it's like, yeah, it was a lot. So needless to say, I'm down below 180 now because of all the running I've been doing. I can't
Heck yeah.
eat fast enough. So it's been good. It's been good to lighten up a
So-
little bit.
You need new clothes now? Is everything just like
I'm just-
droopy on you?
I'm tightening the belt, and thankfully my upper body is not like thinning out. I've been doing push-ups and sit-ups too, so I'm keeping myself fit on the top. But overall, I definitely have to tighten an extra notch in the belt. And
Nice.
I usually have to tuck in my undershirt that I usually wear.
Let me
But
tell you. Oh,
go ahead. No,
Okay,
you go
let me
ahead.
tell you
Fine.
the best problem that I had was when I ran out of holes on my belt. Like I couldn't tighten it anymore. I was like, crap.
Oh yeah.
This is great.
Oh yeah.
Crap, I need a new belt.
This is so cool. But can you get me?
It wraps around twice. You're like, oh,
Oh,
two
okay.
belts.
Whatever works.
I saw a hack for that actually not too long ago.
Like
you
poke a
just-
hole in your belt.
I mean,
With a
obviously,
screwdriver?
that's the one way to do it.
My
That's the fast way.
my dad actually had one of those. He has those hole punch things specifically for leather belts.
Oh, really?
So he
Oh.
actually made an extra belt, and then I had to, lose that one. So
That feels
See,
like
I
something.
thought that was just a regular hole punch, so I used a regular hole punch one time, and broke the.
How'd that go?
that's probably a little
Yeah.
bit more of a struggle for you.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Little bit. Yeah, one thing that was funny was my son gave me a hug and he like pressed his head against my he's about up to upper abs close to my chest, and he laid his head to give me a hug and he's like, "You lost some weight, Dad. There used to be like a little bump here that I would lay my head against." So I was like, "Yes,
My
What
you're
have you
right."
done to your
pillow is
son?
It
gone.
was.
I know,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it's not comfy anymore.
Yeah,
yeah.
Kristen got mad at me because I lost like some weight, like especially like in my shoulders specifically, and she's like, "Man, there used to be so much more cushion there for me to lay my head on. Now I can't."
How does one lose weight in your shoulders?
I don't know, man. Just happens.
Just this motion, just circular motions all day. Yep.
Yep.
I
We don't have
need
to make why you guys got to make crazy faces when you're doing it?
Because it's strenuous.
Yes, so. The other thing that happened at school this past week was I got educated in some meme terms that I didn't know really well.
Okay.
One of them,
Enlighten
and let's
us.
see if you guys know, skibbidy toilet.
Oh God.
No, he's
No.
our god. Okay. You guys don't know what skibbidy toilet is?
I do
Sure
know
don't.
what skibbidy toilet is.
Skibbidy toilet.
I made-
skibbidy yay.
I made it my, oh my, what a skibbidy day. Yeah. So apparently there's this genre of meme or internet stuff called brain rot. And it's just, it's called that because literally your brain rots when you watch it. And so I watched the
enough.
clip. We'll put it in the Discord. Most likely one of us will search for it while we're talking and post it in our group. But it pretty much the summation of the skibbidy toilet is there's a digital toilet in front of the on the screen, and a polygonal person's head pops out of it and yells skibbidy toilet. And then from there it just turned into all kinds of crazy weird stuff, like large people in suits with cameras for heads, and it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But my students introduced me to it, and I realized why now they can't pass my memory verse test. Why they can't?
realized why
they
they're
can't
dumb.
retain anything while they're idiots. Yeah. So, yeah, it was very enlightening, and I'm very
Too much
scared.
brain rot going on.
I'm scared for the future generations that are going to be taking over and leading our countries and our world.
Flushing it down the skibbidy toilet.
Because when they're our age, they're gonna be like, "Man, it's nostalgic for me, skibbidy toilet," and it's gonna be like, "You guys are doofuses."
If I still have most of my fine motor skills, I will punch a grown man in the throat.
Yeah.
If I hear him say that.
I mean,
yeah.
This coming from the people that love the song about that log had a child. I mean,
What are you trying
That
to?
was good.
That's
Okay.
that's classic. That is sensical entertainment.
Yeah.
Logs
Yeah.
have children, and we should celebrate that.
fair enough.
Yeah.
Seagulls, stop it now.
All right. The last thing I'm going to share is a bit of a God moment, and
Hey.
it's not in a way that you would think, but Mindy is working on a master's in counseling. She's a guidance counselor, and it's kind of understood she needs to get additional education. The school pays for most of it, so it's like, come on, this is a win-win. Let's do it. And so, I say let's do it. It's like saying we got pregnant. No, she's doing it, all of it. I'm doing nothing whatsoever. Rayla, shush. You're not doing anything either. Don't talk back to me. Punk. Anyways, sorry. Me and my dog, it's a typical evening. And so I needed to help her. She needed help with a project, and it was her final project for this class. And she needed to do what's called sand tray therapy. Have you guys heard of this?
No.
Nope.
No.
All right. So they give you a tray of sand. We do not have sand just laying around, and we were not about to buy that awful substance that gets in your teeth or gets on your
Gets
skin.
everywhere.
It's rough. Gets
Of
everywhere.
course.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we didn't want to get any of that. So we just used our sugar, and we made a sugar tray. And so you lay the sand out like a sand garden or whatever. You just lay it out, and then you have a bunch of just items to the side. And she chose to use James's, a bunch of different Lego pieces for James. And then she gave me a prompt. And the prompt was, what is a memory that you will never forget. Like, it's so important, you'll never forget it. And it took me a minute. Like, I was standing there, I was like, well, one, I already face fears of being like having dementia, and not fears, but I anticipate at some point I'm going to get dementia or Alzheimer's or something, because my memory is already the worst. And I have multiple family members that have gotten some form of memory issue. So when you say, what memory will you never forget? I can think of a bunch of memories, but I'm like, oh, there's no guarantee I'm going to forget it. And so, but what came to mind was so foundational, and I started to put it together. And again, this will be in the Discord. I'll put this picture in the Discord. But I recreated in the sand tray the day that I accepted Jesus as my Lord and Savior. Like the day I walked down a Tabernacle Church aisle and went to the altar and prayed. And of course, in this reenactment, in this scene that I made, I was Wolverine, because why would I not use Wolverine as a character? And then in the seat to the left, I used a Lego of Luke Skywalker, but his like hood up and where he looks kind of foreboding. And that guy represented the path to the dark side, because at the time when I walked down to pray, the guy sitting next to me was like, he was like one of my best friends, but I wanted to be just like him. He was a ladies' man, and he was really cool, but he was definitely following a path that was not of God. So he like represented the dark path. And Obi-Wan Kenobi, of course, was the preacher man at the front, not just because he's a Jedi light side, but and he also looks like Jesus. So
Space Jesus.
it was Space Jesus. He was at the front. What else was at the front? I put like a treasure chest at the front to represent like, the treasure of grace in Christ and following Jesus. And it had little flowers at the front, and then there were random characters in the audience and stuff. But in talking about it and like putting that stuff down, I just re-entered back into that moment, and it was really kind of cool. Like, even though I was using silly Legos, it just took me back. Like, it just zoomed in my mind's eye, and I just remembered just probably one of the most, if not the most important decision I've ever made in my life. So
Nice.
That's that. And I think at some point, I'm not going to say we do it now, but at some point, I think we should all share our coming to Jesus stories. Just a thought, just putting it out there. Maybe anybody else. Maybe we should have an episode where everybody just shares their coming to Jesus or a testimony. That would be fun. A little testimony
I'm
episode.
down.
So, I'm down.
So yeah. So yeah,
can't compare
that was
to Wolverine. I need Jesus. Bud.
I mean, right. It is
I need Jesus, bud.
Yeah. So it was good times.
Sweet.
Sand tray therapy. Check it out sometime. All right, with that, therapy. Patrick, it's your turn.
Okay, me.
I have way bigger hands than you. Look how small your hands are.
Depth perception.
Yeah, so on the Earl side of things, I mean, the only thing that happened this past week was Mother's Day. We went to church, we came home, hung out a little bit, and then we went over to my mom's, hung out over there for a little bit, came home, chilled for a few minutes, and then we went over her mom's house and hung out for a little bit. So we went to a lot of places on Sunday, but it was spaced out enough to where it didn't feel like we were rushed around. So yeah, it was good. Cool. Mel, she didn't want to do anything, so I did all the cooking and everything.
So you took a nap?
No, I did not take a nap.
You did not take a nap this time?
Last year I did, and I was like, never again. Never again. She wanted to take a nap. I was like, go take a nap.
You're like pouring coffee into your eyeballs. You're like, I'm not sleeping this time. I promise.
This 6 Mountain Dew is going to do the trick.
I'm blind and wired, but I'm awake.
She gets 10 minutes into her nap. Patrick just barrels into the bedroom. How's your nap? Is it going well? You doing okay? Do you need anything? Can I put your pillow? Can I put a chocolate on it?
Are you asleep? How about now? You were asleep now?
Is it time to cuddle? I'd love to cuddle. I think you should cuddle with me.
I mean,
Get out
it's
sitting
it's
after
not any
hours.
different than any other day.
That's normal, right? Cuddle time.
Yeah. So that's about it in the Earl side of things. On the Iffle side of things, I watched a couple movies. The first movie that I watched was Ghostbusters: Frozen Empire, and my daughter and I watched it. And I tell you what, this Ghostbusters movie, it was fun. It's Ghostbusters movie, so it was fun. I feel like it was like lazy writing. Because it was very similar to Ghostbusters 1, and there was really no surprises throughout it all. Claire figured out what the ending was going to be within like 30 minutes of the movie, and so I'm like, yeah, it was. I mean, it was fun. It was very action packed. It brought back all the old Ghostbusters, and yeah, I mean, it could have been better, but I mean, it had to have been a whole different movie because the storyline was very similar. They did a lot of callbacks. There was a lot of fan service in this movie, which was fun. But yeah, it wasn't the best. It wasn't as good as the Ghostbusters Afterlife movie from a few years ago. So it gets a B for me. I was really hovering between a C and a B. But if you like
B
Ghostbusters, definitely check it out. The other movie that I watched was The Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare.
Ooh, how was that?
Yeah.
For those who don't know, it's a movie based in like 1941. Henry Cavill is the main character. It's based on a true story, and it's about the British and fighting against the Germans, and they need to take down these new U-boats that the Germans have now built, and so they get Henry Cavill's character, and he's like, I need to build a team. I build my team. And at this point, it starts to become like Ocean's 11. This movie was really cool, like Ocean's 11 kind of cool. And then it turns into like a little James Bondish. And when it was started to turn to a little James Bondish, Ian Fleming shows up.
What?
And Ian Fleming is in this movie as a part of this, this black, undercover, off the books kind of mission. And so the Winston Churchill is like, hey, this has to be off the books. And so Ian Fleming starts talking, and I was like, man, Ian Fleming, that sounds so familiar. I'm like, oh, he's the one who created James Bond. So I looked him up, and while in the middle of the movie, and found out that Ian Fleming's James Bond character was based on the main character in this movie, Henry Cavill's character.
Really?
So I was like, no wonder this kind of feels like
sense.
Bond. Yeah. So it was awesome. It was a Guy Ritchie film, so standard Guy Ritchie film, very cool, very good dialogue, funny when it's supposed to be, very action packed. This is an A. This is not an A plus. There were a couple things that kept it from being an A plus, but overall, this movie was awesome. It was so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So-
I highly recommend this one.
I looked it up as I do. I looked it up on IMDb before, because I check things for like content, like sex, nudity, that kind of stuff.
Sure. Mhm.
And apparently there was like a little bit of nudity in it.
It is a little bit, and it's like the scene is so dark you can't, unless you like get up
really
to
paying attention.
Yeah, unless you get up to the TV, you can't really tell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a very short scene. It's also a torture scene where they tortured a Jew who was just hanging by shackles naked. So, and it was in a dark room, and really you couldn't really make it out. You can make out a silhouette, but that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, but outside of that, yeah, it was,
okay.
Yeah. solid movie. On the gaming front, still trucking through Iron Man on PS3. I played a few more missions, and what I found out is like I am not getting. There's like this game is a mission structure. You have a mission, you have so much time to do it in. You have to save civilians. You have to do just a few things, and if you don't meet all those goals, you can still complete the mission, but you don't get additional money to upgrade your Iron Man suit. And as I'm going through the game, I'm upgrading little by little, and then I'm like, oh, they want me to go back and play these missions to finish these goals. I'm like, there's absolutely no way I'm gonna do that. I'm just gonna go through it, and if I fail all the missions but continue on with the story, that's what's gonna happen. So I'm about halfway through that game right now.
You're like
the bulk of my game.
You're like the most Aldi's Iron Man ever. You're just like, nah, this is good enough. You're
Save the
saved.
people. What?
Lost you 5, but you know what? We saved you. You're good looking. You're important.
Probably just runs into the building and was like, whap, whap, whap. And killed like 6 people off the rip.
There's two moves that I can do. One is just like just continuous pulsing out of the hand. Yeah, and then the other one is the big ray that comes out of his chest. And I just do like the pellets. I just pellet them, and then just until they die, and then move on to the next thing. Do a tank, and then do the helicopter. Done with that, and then move on. And then it's like and then Rhodey, he's like, you're taking too long. What are you doing? It's like, Tony, what are you doing? And there's like a ship full of civilians, and my reticle is locked on. I'm like, well, I guess I gotta take down the ship. And then I take down the ship, and then Rhodey's like, you just killed all these people. I'm like, well, then don't lock on, Iron Man.
Wow.
Womp womp.
Yep.
So I failed that.
Destroy that ship, no problem. Unibeam.
Forget all these. Like, your Dollar Tree Iron Man. Yeah. Like, just like.
At the end of the mission, it was like failed. I was like, well, who cares? See you later.
Yeah, you win some, you lose some.
I mean, yeah, whatever. But the other game that took most of my time this past week was MLB The Show 24, and they have a storylines mode, and I think last year it went through season 1 of the Negro Leagues, and this year they did. I didn't play last year's. This year is season 2 of the Negro Leagues, and you go back and you can play. Moments of like Hank Aaron, Jackie Robinson, and then they also have like the first female ball player in the Negro Leagues, which was really, really, really cool for the Negro League part. But so I played through that. It was pretty. You could fail the mission. What like some of the things is like, all right, get 2 hits here, or get 3 bases, or whatever. Just different things. But if you didn't do it, you could just go to the next storyline. And so I did that, and then which it didn't take me very long. But the other one was Derek Jeter's entire career. So you go through him in his rookie season all the way to his retirement, and go through all the crazy cool moments, whether they're batting or in the field. And so it was really, really neat. They had the commentators were talking about him being rookie of the year. One of the things they said, like, it was back when he first started, he played like 40 games or something like that in his first season. And then when he was in spring training, the shortstop that was going to be the starter that year broke his leg. And so Derek Jeter had to fill in, and then he never let up that position. So it was really cool to see that moment. A lot of like the standard baseball shortstop where where he's running to his right, instead of just stopping and planting and throwing to first base, he jumps and throws to first base, which is one of his, iconic things that he did in his career. But when you would replay that moment, in the game, and once you jumped up, then it gave you like a mini game, like a button press to get to throw it to first base,
Like a
so it was
quick time event.
Yeah, it was a quick time event. Yeah, so it was really cool seeing him go back to back to back in World Series and winning these World Series. And it was I'm not a Yankees fan, but it was just cool to go through that historical career of Derek Jeter. And I wonder what they're going to do next, because it was really cool. Between each moment, it was Derek Jeter being interviewed on a subway in New York, talking about what he felt, what was going on during that time, what his teammates were doing, what his coach was doing. So really, really well done. Took me a few hours to get through that.
Sweet deal.
Yeah. And then on the Eagles side of things, so I jumped into Through the Word, as you all know.
Yeah.
About time.
Yeah. And we're currently going through Genesis. I think you guys are like 20-ish, 15 to 20-ish chapters further than me. Between Genesis 30 and 32, I can't remember, somewhere around there.
I think I'm at 47.
Yeah, that's about where I am. So
Okay.
like 13, 14 ahead of you.
Yeah, you're not
caught
Yeah, well, I'm able to listen to 2 chapters on the way to work, and then 2 chapters on the way home from work.
Yeah,
which is making me behind on my podcast, but it's totally fine. So it is worth it. And I've read through the Bible once before, and then just through the Bible, did it in a year, and that was like 2008 is when I did 2008 or 2009 when I did that. But that was like going through, reading as much as I can, just going through like, this is how many chapters I need to read. And it was just me reading it. It was no exposition. There was no debrief or recap or study guide or anything. I was just reading it. And then I've been going to church for regularly for the past 18 years. And in church, you go through a certain part of scripture and you talk about it. This is very, very, this is really cool, because this journey that we're going through right now is starting at Genesis 1 and going through I'm guessing the entire book of Genesis. And Chris Langham, I think his name is,
got it.
he sets up the chapter. And then after he sets it up for like 10 minutes, then you can all audio, no reading, so I can actually listen to it on the way to work. Goes through that chapter, and then there's times where there's an option where you can actually respond, record, and then anybody who listens to is in that Through the Word app, that they can hear responses. So I know Lucas, you've responded, Ryan Strawberry has responded, and then I'm starting to respond to either to the scripture or to your takes and your perspectives on that certain chapter, which is really cool, because it goes chapter by chapter, and I'm learning more and more going through this way, not just by reading it, but by also Chris Langham just giving a little bit more detail, because he talks about it in a way that I can understand. And then he also kind of throws in tidbits to like later books and later chapters, and maybe in the New Testament. So he talks about like Hebrews, he talks Romans, and maybe Acts, I can't remember, but he talks about all those things while in there, like, hey, this is laying the foundation, and we will see this later. And so, which is when I kind of like connect the dots that way, when he does that, I'm understanding a little bit more. And I think it's huge, because it's me, I love origin stories, and having this origin story of the foundation of society as it is today, going through that, the first 30 chapters, I'm understanding it much, much more. And I am so glad I'm doing this. I know that this current journey is only through Genesis and maybe some other chapters of other books. I haven't looked so far, but I kind of want to do this for the entire Bible. I don't know if that's in Through the Word. Is it?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
Is it all
I think that's
chapters
the
like
plan
this?
that we're. Yeah, I think that's the plan that we're on. I'm pretty sure. I think it
Yeah.
just breaks it up into different, like, because we've done 2 other ones, right, Lucas?
This is so this is what you started in
We're
on,
on the
Patrick,
third.
is
Yeah.
the biblical beginning of Genesis, but we did a little. The other 2 are much shorter.
They
Journey
bounced
1 and
around
Journey
too.
2. Like Journey 2 just hits like a bunch of random verses. I can send you the links to those, and they're much shorter, and you'll get through them much quicker if you're willing to go back. But then Journey 1 covers, I think it's Mark, the Gospel of Mark, and Colossians.
Okay.
And then
Well,
this one right
I
now is
probably
gonna
won't go
do.
back to those. I'll probably just kind of like stick with this and then see where it takes me.
Yeah, this one goes Genesis, Daniel, and Romans, so it hits a spread again. But there's a theme. He's covering the journey in a thematic way, so it's really cool. I've never gone through the Bible in this format, so it's been cool to do it.
Yeah, really neat. And so I'm listening to it, and sometimes I'm in the house over the weekend. I'm in the house just like walking around, listening. Took a walk with the dog, listened to a couple chapters.
Yeah,
I am. It is so interesting because of the way it's laid out. The format of this it's incredible. And then my wife was like, "What are you doing over there?" And so so now she joined, and now she's doing it. I think she's in chapter 12 maybe or something like that. She said that she's not sure if she's gonna send a voice recording or a response or anything.
Right.
She's going through it, but you never know. She may get in there because some of the perspectives that Lucas you have done or Ryan has something I haven't thought of, and I'm hoping that some of my responses gives you a new perspective or something that you haven't thought about. Because we all have different experiences, different thoughts, and different things like that. So
far my favorite is when you just lead out your audio message with "What the heck? What are they doing? What's wrong with them?" Like,
what a jerk!
Yeah, that's most of the Old Testament. Like, just like, what an idiot! What is he doing?
Well, I mean, you think about it. This is before we had the 10 Commandments. Before like that. Those the rights and wrongs and things like that. So it's I can understand a little bit that they haven't had that guide yet.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it just shows you how flawed humanity can be, like even from the fall and things like that. Because I remember I was in Sunday school this past weekend, and they were talking about the whole like the pillar of cloud by day and the pillar of fire by night, with the Israelites, and was talking about, like, you think about that, like they were literally following this huge pillar of fire. And a few chapters later, they started worshiping a golden cow.
Golden cow.
Idiots.
Like I don't understand how much more like in your face God could be, other than like his presence, obviously, which obviously we can't handle. But
I don't know. Giant tornado fire sounds like his presence.
But that's just how humanity in general. But
it's been awesome.
Yeah, because later on God pretty much puts at their doorstep. Like before there was iFood and I don't know, Uber Eats or DoorDash or whatever. God was like raining bread from heaven and then sending quail, bird to them. And then after a period of time, they're like, "We're sick of this food. We want to go back to Egypt." And it's like,
you stupid
idiots! You stupid?
Moses, get away from them. I'm about to blow them all up right now. I'm about to nuke
them. God has that conversation with Moses. He's like, you know what? I'm going to start over. Let's do a soft reboot. You can,
Moses, you look like a good guy. I'm gonna just do. You just gonna be the guy.
You think about it. God did the ultimate IT move. He turned it off and turned it back on.
Yeah,
he did.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I'm glad to be doing the journey with you, Patrick. I find your perspective to be very refreshing, especially for someone like me who's like grown up in the church. I've been trained in the Word, and so there's some things you're just like, I've heard this 100 times, and it's normal. And then you're over here like, this is not normal. And so,
This is your favorite chapter? There's all this crap that happened. There's no way this is your favorite chapter. Yeah. So that that it even though we're all listening to it separately, it feels like we're listening to it together because of those recordings that we can do for each chapter. So it's pretty cool.
yeah.
So yeah, I going through Genesis, I was like, you know what? Isn't there a show about Genesis? And what I found was the show The Bible back
The
like
Bible.
10
Yep.
10 years ago, and episode 1 is basically about Abraham. And I was like, all right, turn this on. So I watched the first episode of the
Nice.
Bible.
Yep.
Very cool.
That's it for me.
All right.
Sweet
all
deal.
right. Marcus. Boucheicus.
Yeah. So just to piggyback off of Patrick, I also started. What is even going on right now?
I'm reaching for you.
Okay.
Yeah, you're supposed to. He's
we're all
handing.
reaching
I can't. There we go. I got it. Yeah.
Do spirit fingers.
So awkward. What are you guys doing? Here we go.
Wiggity. But yeah, I also started the Through the Word app. I've used the Through the Word app before, and I've also used his because he has his Through the Word series on YouVersion on the YouVersion
He
app.
does.
And I've dabbled in some Chris Langham before, but I had expressed to the God and Gaming group that we're in that I struggle with a consistent quiet time, and so I decided to jump into this journey, and so I am currently on Genesis 4, so I'm
Yeah.
early days, but
Let's go. Man is fallen, and now you're dealing with the
Yep.
after
Yep.
effects. Good
The whole-
times.
Man
whole
falls
Cain-
so fast.
the whole Cain and Abel.
Yep.
Yeah, man falls, and then one dude kills a guy.
Mhm.
That escalated quickly.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't know where he is.
Am I my brother?
Where's your brother?
Yeah.
Don't look over here. Don't look over there. Don't look over there.
Look up here.
It's this huge lump in the dirt over there. What is that?
Nothing. It's nothing. Don't worry about it.
But yeah, so I'm in Genesis 4, and I've determined that I need to go out on car rides to do my
There you go.
my devotion time, because like for some reason, like it used to be where I would go out and I would like go and get coffee from Dunkin', and unfortunately I don't do that very much anymore. And so I would do it on car rides in the morning. So I'm finding that works better for me. Now I just need to figure out where to go, other than just driving around. But I started, so that's good. I just need
Nice.
to keep going with that.
Yep.
Do you take your dog for walks around your neighborhood or anything?
My dog, Cisco, is not like, he's a very small dog and he's not big into walks. So we take him out, and he goes out, like we stand outside the garage and he does his thing. And then,
And then he's
He's
right
a
back in.
homebody.
Yeah.
Okay.
For Cisco, walks turn into drags.
yeah,
So
basically.
he's just like, oh, no.
When we lived at our old house, my wife would take him on longer walks, and he would be like dead tired.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess is supposed to, he's good for him, but he's not really that much of a.
My dog only gets like a mile, and then he's like, all right, we're going inside. now."
Yeah.
Well, I mean, for the little
Yeah.
dogs, they have to move their legs like 30 times for our
Yep.
one
Yeah,
step.
that's true.
So
Yep.
That's
Poor guys.
After
They're like,
our walks,
Super
dog
mega
just
strength.
lays on the tile, just like
Yeah.
afterwards.
I survived.
But yeah, so I feel like that might be harder for me to still focus, even though driving you would think would be worse, but I don't know.
Oh yeah, no man. I was there's less distractions.
Yeah.
Even though there's a lot going on in front of you, for me,
You get
I
into like
don't-
a zone.
it is, yeah.
Auto zone.
But
Brought to you by.
but yeah, get in the zone. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to
I
figure
turn my
out
back
what to
to
do
you.
with that.
I turn my back to you, Lucas.
He is shunning you.
Oh, well, apparently you're an advanced auto guy. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, heck yeah, I am. I'm getting them
Or you
points.
know it, advanced auto.
No, he's O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
Auto
Oh,
parts.
he is an O'Reilly guy.
I haven't been. to
Yeah,
O'Reilly
he's a
one.
car X man. Don't worry, call the car X man.
I don't
I
think
don't
we
know
have
that
those
one.
down
That's-
here.
You don't know that?
I
No,
don't know that one.
not
Rumble,
familiar. in the
rumble,
way-
rattle, thundercladdle, boom, boom, boom. Don't worry, call the car X man.
I need you to send me the YouTube video for that.
That sounds like an
On it.
episode of Boom
On it.
Boonger with
Boom, boom,
Power
boom,
Rangers.
boom. But yeah, so yeah, that's been going on, and I got to lead my song this past weekend. The new song. I don't know, man. I think it went okay. I guess. It's just hard to judge. I think they'll need a few times of singing it.
Yeah.
But
I mean, it does take when you first hear a new worship song, it feels like this is unsingable. Like it's
Yeah.
very rare you'll get one that just like automatically you
right.
can just sing along. Like it, especially as you get older. So it's
Yeah.
all good. Let it simmer a little bit.
So
Let
we'll
it breathe.
we'll give it a few tries and see how it goes. It's always anytime we do a new song, it's always kind of are they gonna respond to it or whatever? But like especially like it's my song, so
Yeah.
there's an extra amount of like paranoia and trepidation of like are people gonna like this? Are people gonna respond to it? That kind of thing. But ultimately it is about that, but it's not about that because it's mainly about worshiping God. But
Right.
you want people to have songs that it will resonate with people and actually lead people to worship the Lord. So we'll see. But yeah, that's pretty much it on the Eagles side of things. On the Earl side, so obviously we had Mother's Day stuff going on this weekend. Went with my wife's side of the family. We went out to dinner at a new place. It is called 221 Tap and Table. And
That's a mouthful.
Tap. That sounds fun.
yeah. So it's called 221 because that's the road that it's on is Route 221. It was actually one of the places where we could actually get a reservation because trying to get a place on Mother's Day is an absolute nightmare. Like in past years, like we would meet up at like not Applebee's, like Outback or
Cheddar's.
not Cheddar's. It was maybe a Red
TGI
Lobster.
Fridays.
No, it's like a Red Lobster or Outback, something like that. And oh my gosh, trying to get in there, you're waiting a good 2 hours just to be seated. And that's I can't, that's a nightmare for me. So it was nice to be able to, and it was dinner time. So usually by then it kind of calms down. It's usually the lunch rush that's the worst. But yeah, so we went to dinner with my wife's side of the family, and then went out for ice cream after that. So that was a good time. They actually had so obviously with me having a milk allergy, I have to eat the vegan flavors. But they had a flavor called Hey Batter Batter. That was really good. It was cake batter flavored.
Nice.
And yeah, that junk was good. So I enjoyed that. That was pretty much it for Earl stuff. And I did watch a couple of things. So Doctor Who is back.
Yeah, he is. I saw that on Disney Plus.
Yeah, they are at their new home on Disney Plus.
New Who.
Yep, new Who. And brand new Doctor.
New.
He is played by Nchuti Gatwa, who, if you watched, if you watched Barbie, the Barbie movie, which I know at least one of you did, I think.
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Fortunately for me, yes.
Yeah, Nchuti Gatwa is in Barbie, and he's been in other things too. But yeah, he's the new Doctor, and First 2 episodes were they've dropped 2 episodes. First 2 episodes were really weird story-wise, even for a Doctor Who episode.
Uh-oh.
Like the first episode, they were on a space station filled with babies that were grown on the space station, that even though they were babies, they could talk. And there was like a
Interesting.
boogeyman type monster on the bottom floor that was made out of baby mucus. Yeah.
No, thank you.
They had this automated like nanny program, like
Sounds like a
computer program.
nightmare.
Yeah, this
Yeah, that
The heck
sounds
are
like
you
a straight up
saying,
like
Mark?
that's
What's
a
that?
fever dream, dude.
Yeah. I told you it was weird.
Baby mucus.
Yeah. Like they had this like automated nanny program that would like blow the baby's noses at certain points of the day, and it turned out that the monster was created from their snot.
You
Yeah.
sure this wasn't your Boom Boom Ranger?
Yeah, that sounds-
It's gonna
that's
crossover.
what I thought, crossover.
That would have actually made it good. But no, it was weird. I mean, Doctor Who, like it gets pretty weird anyway, but like I don't know, for a first episode it was really weird. But I mean the new Doctor was cool, the new companion was cool, but it was just weird. And then the second episode, which was called The Devil's Chord, which was basically this like God manifestation of music, was like taking music away from the world. And you actually see the Beatles, because they go back to 1963, but the Beatles are like, they're recording, and it's like this really crappy song that like there's no way the Beatles would have ever written it. And then they go to like other people, and you notice that like they're all recording really crappy music, and it's because this evil character has taken all the music away. And so it was I don't know, it was weird. I'm gonna keep it going, but not a great start for the season. I'll keep it going, but I will say this: they got that Disney money for sure. The effects and you know, sets and designs and things, kind of like all that has stepped up its game. But
Sounds
we'll
like
see.
they're putting lipstick on a pig.
Yeah. Sprinkle on a turd, but
Yeah. Oh, look at all that glitter.
apparently this
Fecal
next
glitter.
episode apparently this next episode is better. That's coming this weekend. We'll
We'll
see.
see. Are they going to keep with
We'll
the M
see.
theme? Mucus, music, and what? Marmalade?
Well, apparently the
Marmalade
next
collar.
the next episode apparently is called Boom. So we'll see. And maybe that's where the Boom Boomgers will show up. I don't know.
Yeah. So, that's where Patrick or Mark's like, this is what I signed up for. Let's go.
Absolutely. As long as they don't bring out the toilet monster, I'm good.
I'll bring him back.
Yeah.
Toilet.
I'm gonna flush toilet water and you're gonna lose your inhibitions.
Oh god.
What is happening?
But yeah, that was pretty much it for the Earl and Eagle side of things. On the Iffle front, I played a new game, and I saw a review on it from IGN. They gave it a 9 out of 10.
Okay,
So it's like,
okay.
okay,
That's pretty good.
it's got to be good.
Not too
And it's
shabby.
a Metroidvania, and it is actually free on PS Plus. I think it's PS
Plus.
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 That old
Oh, the old
Plus.
blah the PS Plus Extra, I want to say, is what it's free on. And it is a game called Animal Well. And I was like, okay, it's a Metroidvania. It's very like 8-bit. It looks like a Light Bright kind of design. Like everything's like glow in the dark characters, and it's 8-bit.
Interesting.
But it just throws you right into it. Like you have no idea what you're doing. There's no so far from what I've played, there's been no story. You're just in this like deep dark cave kind of thing with a lot of water, and you're just going from room to room, and there's a bunch of animals in each room, and you can pick up like dynamite and things like that, and there's like these ghosts that can attack you, and you have to use the dynamite, and it destroys the ghosts that way. And there's
Are you
like,
sure this isn't another dream that you might have had?
it feels like it. It feels like it right now, but there's no story to it. There's no nothing. It just throws you in and go find stuff. And so I don't know how I feel about that. And Pat's got it pulled up.
He's apparently going to play it right now.
Yeah.
This is not a game for me 1000%.
Yeah. Like I'm into Metroidvanias normally, and I don't know how I feel about it just because like it doesn't hold your hand at all. And there's no difficulty toggle or anything like that. It just doesn't tell you where to go. I figured out some of the puzzles just from video game experience, but yeah, I don't know how to feel about it yet. I kind of do. It's not the best feeling right now, but we'll see.
Okay. All right.
I'll give it a little bit longer, but it's not looking too good right now. So, but yeah, and then just playing some Fortnite. We're winding down on the season. I did see a leak that they are going to have a Loki tie-in for next season. So I'm on board for that.
Maybe you'll watch Loki season 2.
Yeah, maybe I'll finish it. Yeah, we'll see.
Probably should start that.
Yeah. But that is it for me.
All right. Rianne.
Speaking of He Who Remains.
Rianne is
Gather round, children, as I begin my 45-minute soliloquy. No.
Ooh,
look, an old man's talking. Gather round.
Yeah. Well, as many of you. Oh wait. First and foremost, howdy, hey.
Howdy, chickens.
To all you chickens out there.
Good afternoon to you.
To all you chickens out there. I like
Look at
chicken.
all these chickens.
As everyone said, yes, this past weekend was Mother's Day. It did not go as planned.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Let's hear it.
Did you take a nap?
I did not. My wife did get to take a nap for a brief moment. But so I took her out the night before Mother's Day because I was not about to try to fight everyone and their mothers and their grandmothers.
Amen and amen.
Everybody on Sunday. So we went out Saturday night. I took her to a nice little restaurant near us. It's called Rosewater. It was fancy. It was expensive.
Sounds fancy.
There were small plates, but it was good. It was good. They did not have Rosewater though, which made me extremely disappointed. Like, just don't name your restaurant Rosewater if you're not going to have Rosewater.
Would you have?
I mean, what are you getting at Five Guys? Where's my Five Guys? Where's it at?
You might get Five Guys to jump you in the
This is getting weird.
Oh, where's Wendy?
That's the norm.
Where's Wendy? Arby, where's he at?
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, fancy place called Rosewater. You wouldn't expect them to have some like rose-petaled water.
I mean, do you get a hankering for rose water? Like, man, I'm thirsty.
No,
I could drink.
I didn't, but I just kind of expected it to be on the menu. But they had like drinks that were like the rose fashioned and like a rose teeny and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, sure, whatever.
I'm just over here thinking about Long John Silver's. They just like hand you a pair of Long Johns for your meal. It's part of the Happy Meal.
Why not?
It's made out of the box that the Happy Meal comes in.
That thing's sopping wet. That's grease.
Wet Long Johns. Anyway, yeah. So then Mother's Day, we went to church, did that whole thing. Came home. Well, like the entire time in church, I just kept getting phone calls back to back to back, and it was work.
Oh,
I rotate call with my two other texts that I have, and something in the system didn't switch over to them, so I just kept getting all the emergency phone calls. So pretty much after we get out of church and I get home, I get dressed and go to work because the other guy doesn't he doesn't know what to do. He's pretty green. And there was a leak in someone's apartment and I didn't want it to get any worse. So I was just like, I'll just go help him take care of it. So went out there for a couple of hours, drove back home and get another call. The same place, same leak at 8 o'clock at night. And I was just like, okay, I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to actually take my time, because the first time I had called a plumber out and he fixed something in the ceiling that was leaking, but it didn't stop it. And then the second time that I went out, I actually figured out what exactly it was that was causing it. So I got it to stop temporarily. So that was good. So it didn't just keep pouring into her bathroom.
That's helpful.
That's nice.
Yeah. So yeah, 4 hours of my of Mother's Day was me driving to and from work and doing things. So not as I wanted it to be. I was gonna stay home, take care of the kids while she got to nap and do what she needed to do, but she was a trooper and she didn't care too much. We don't really care too much about holidays type things like that.
Yeah.
Like I basically was like, what do you need? What do you need me to do? And I'll go do it. She didn't feel like cooking. I was like, cool, let's not cook. We got Zaxby's right down the street. I'll just go get Zaxby's.
Boom.
We'll do that.
There you go.
And yep. That's pretty much it for Earl. Most of it has just been work. This past week is just more leaks and other things.
Mm-hmm.
Iffle, I have not really played any games. I am caught up with X-Men. Been loving that. Really loving that. I'm hoping tomorrow's episode is going to be even more of a banger.
Oh, man. Yep.
Let me go binge 9 episodes.
Do
it.
I watched, it wasn't on last week or last Sunday. There wasn't a new episode, but this past Sunday, there was, of the anime that me and Marc are watching, which is called Ranger Reject or Go Go Loser Ranger.
I need to watch this week's episode. Have not watched it yet.
I've just watched it before we started recording, and it was good. That's pretty much it, man. Like I haven't really been home to do anything because I've been stuck at work.
Work.
It really has been a lot of work this week.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that dies down. Oh, well, I guess this could kind of count as Eagle, or no, it's more so Earl. I did apply for another job. I posted in the God and Gaming group about a job interview that I had on Monday for a property that's like just up the street from the house. So
you'd be doing the same thing?
Be doing the same thing, just a lot closer to my house, and I won't have to drive 40 minutes to get to work every day. It's
huge.
It's only an 8-minute drive.
Yeah, that's a bit of difference.
That's exactly what our drive is. It's awesome.
I would save a ton on gas. I'd be able to help with the kids more, like actually picking them up and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that I get it, but if I don't,
yeah,
that'd be okay.
We'll be praying with you.
God's got me. So
He got you back.
And then I guess Eagle. I've got my kids a plan. I got them to start a plan a couple of weeks back on the Bible app. I found like some kids plans because now that they're on break because they're in year-round school, so they're tracked out. They're tracked out. They tracked out this past Friday, and they're gonna drive my wife bananas if they don't do something.
Mhm.
So like, I've been getting them if they're up in the morning before I leave for work, I get them to read. My oldest two, I get them to read the like the little lesson plan and the Bible verses that go along with it. They've been, but they seem to be enjoying it, but it's probably more so due to the fact that like if they don't read it, they know they're not getting on video games for the
Yeah.
day.
Hey,
Yeah,
So
makes sense.
they're eager to read it. But I actually forgot to get them to read it today, so I'll have to double up on them tomorrow. But they seem to be enjoying it and
Cool.
are wanting to learn, I guess. It's weird. I'm not trying to like I don't want to force it down their throats because
Right.
I've been in those shoes before.
Yep.
And that made me not really want to do anything with church and stuff for a little while, especially as a kid. Like they don't like I get their kids. I want them to want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a fine
You're there
line.
to guide them.
Yeah.
Yeah, between discipline and like just straight up just forcing it, and that way like they're not really getting what they're supposed to out of it
Right.
in that
Yeah.
in that regard. So
Yeah. So, but they seem to be doing okay with this, so I might see if I can find some more. I thought about putting the I think there's a kids Bible app from YouVersion. I thought
Mhm.
about putting that on their tablets.
There you
And
go.
that way they can like just all sync them up and they can all do it at the same time and I don't have to be here. Because right now I'm just doing the plan from my phone. And that doesn't really work when I'm at work.
right.
So but yeah, that's pretty much it for me, man. I ain't have a whole lot.
It's all right. We all have light weeks.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, I'm
Fair
looking for a
enough.
light week, man. Soon. To be honest, I haven't been able to take a lunch at work for 2 weeks. I know that I won't be able to take a lunch tomorrow or Thursday, but Friday, I will on the calendar. I have blocked off my time so I can actually take a lunch. I'm looking forward to it. There's been a lot going on at work, which is fun, which is great. But it's been exhausting, and I'm looking forward to that. And then next Friday, going on vacation for a little bit. So,
Woo.
yeah.
Where y'all
Fruits
going?
of the labor. We're going to
Yeah.
Florida, going to the beach.
Oh, nice.
I'll be
Nice.
at the beach too, not next week, but the following week.
I think we're on the same. We're off the same week. Yeah.
Yep. Of course, I'm going to work a little bit, but I will be at the beach when I do so.
Yeah.
Are you going to Florida as too? Or too?
No. So we go to the Outer Banks every year.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Are you going to Ocracoke?
No, we usually stay in Duck.
Oh, Duck. Okay.
Good old Duck. That's where my family used to go. I love the sand dunes.
Yep. Absolutely.
Big fan.
Is that where Kitty Hawk and stuff is?
It
Yep.
is.
Yep.
I
Where the
remember
rat-
going there
where
when
the
I was
Rat Brothers
Yep, the Rat Brother. Yeah.
I have
floated.
been there.
What I can't remember what trip that was. It was like a 3rd or 4th grade trip, maybe 5th grade. We went
Yeah.
to the Kitty Hawk and we did like the lighthouse tour,
Yep.
I guess.
Oh yeah,
and
that's cool.
we stopped by the sand dunes and it's amazing that none of us hurt ourselves going to the sand dunes.
Oh yeah. I've
Because we
seen
all
some
ran up
people-
to the top and then we
Yeah.
all tried to run down
Yeah.
and like you're just like flipping.
Yeah, your body goes ahead of your feet, and then eventually you're just like ba-boom, ba-boom, ba-boom,
Yeah.
ba-boom.
But no broken arms, no missing teeth. Like,
Good
so-
work. Good work.
Speaking of dunes, has everyone seen the Dune Part 2?
Yep.
Oh, of course.
No.
Man, I was not into it for like the first half hour. I'm like, oh man, is this another one of those movies where I'm gonna hate and everyone else loves?
Did you
just
like
one of
the
those
first
things.
one? I can't remember.
Oh, I enjoyed the first one and I hated the way it ended because it was a cliffhanger. I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's like kind of like the Fellowship of the Ring, where it's just like, I want more. Like, what? Just don't stop. So I watched Dune 2, and I got a half hour through, and then I was like, whatever, I'm gonna turn this off. And then I felt a little like, I don't know, a pull to go watch it. So then the next day I went and I turned it on and I watched it all the way through. And if I would have waited like just a few more minutes for it to like start picking up, and it was incredible. It was really, really good.
The intro is a slow burn for sure.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of exposition and stuff going on, but yeah, definitely like it's shot beautifully. Like
very epic shots.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
really cool.
It's real good.
I guess I'll have to watch it.
You should.
My younger brother has watched it 4 times.
What deep?
I think it's crazy. Some aspects of it that are total like Star Wars totally ripped off of Dune.
Yep.
Some
oh yeah,
ideas,
you get a lot of comparisons and similarities between the two.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
and
crazy.
Dune came first. So
Yep. Yeah, it's really cool. I enjoy it. I can't wait for part 3 is going to be fun. What is it going to be called? I think Dune Messiah.
yeah, it gets weirder and weirder though.
Dude, if they stop at Dune Messiah, they'll be good. But if they go beyond Dune Messiah, it gets
really weird.
Is Dune Messiah the one that's like a super far time skip?
No.
I do know that there's like a super far time
We
skip.
talked about this before, but yeah, no. Dune Messiah is still continuing with
yeah, I think they just
with the current story.
With the current story and the current people.
But if they go to that 4th one, it's like
yeah, if
super
they go to the
far
4th
time
one, that's
skip.
doorway to that's like 2,000 years between a book,
that's ridiculous.
2 books. And then the whole series is like 5,000 years, I think, in total of time skipping. It's crazy.
Insanity.
Yeah. I don't think that'll translate to film if they try to do all
Heck,
of
it doesn't translate well to book.
No, that's true. Yeah, someone was.
The year is 1543-10. What?
Point B.
We don't know how years work.
We ran out of numbers, so we made them up.
It's a little squiggle.
What is that, an S?
An tilde at it. It's like it might be this year. I don't know. It's something like this.
Ish.
Yeah.
Well, how does that even work when you're like working with a galaxy or a universe? Because everybody's like planets move around their suns differently. So how do you decide whose time is the time?
Who knows?
I feel like when you go to whatever other galaxy you're going to, you have to respect their time.
Can you imagine though? Like people have a hard enough time with time zones in our world, let alone a system time zone. It's like, oh, we've been working off of 365 days a year. We're going to a place that's 10,000 days in a year. And guy walks up and he's like, yeah, I'm 1.1 year old. And he's like an old man.
The years of my sojourning have been 1.1 year.
1.1 year. Yep.
Nope, just gonna let it ride. It's all good.
I had this job as my longest kept job. I had that whole job for a week. It was amazing. All my other jobs last like 1 or 2 days. That's it.
That'd be horrible.
Right?
That'd be absolutely horrible.
Can you imagine getting to the weekend? It takes like a month and a half.
Oh,
to
but
get
man, the weekend.
Oh, the
you
weekend's
guys get the whole weekend off.
It's like literally the vacation of a lifetime.
During
like
the 3-day weekend,
years.
we celebrated like 50 birthdays. It was awesome. We got a cat. The cat died. It was sad, but you know. We got a new car, crashed it.
Good times.
It's just the weekend, though. It happens.
Had a daughter. She graduated from college. It's
Yeah,
great,
over the
man.
weekend. She went through high school on Saturday. It was awesome. Had a baby, potty trained.
No.
Just another magic Sunday.
Yep.
Oh goodness.
Time is dumb.
It just depends on where you are.
Yeah.
But see, that's what we're going to go off the deep end here, but this is going to a little iggle. But this is also the thing that I get hung up sometimes talking about creation with people. And I'm not going to go down the route of saying this is the right way, that's the wrong way. But I think it's funny when we look at each day of creation as 24-hour periods when the sun wasn't created until the fourth day.
Yeah.
So I just think it's funny. Like God's like, okay, we're just pretending like I'm timeless. So the sun exists. So day 1, 24 hours, day 2, 24 hours, day 3, 24 hours, day 4. Hey, the sun's here. So now we're going to operate on the 24-hour period for real. Just throwing that out there. I just think it's funny.
I don't. My personal opinion is also that like I don't feel like it was just like. I know God can do anything that He wants to do. But I also don't think it was just a 24-hour period.
I don't think so either. I mean, I kind of
I feel like it was like eons.
I mean, God has the flexibility. He can do it as little as much time as He wants to. So
right.
But that's
I'm going by the translation of the Hebrew, and it uses the word yom, which is a 24-hour day.
Yum.
So, just saying.
Okay.
Yeah. But there are a lot of things that we don't take literally that they don't tell us to take literally. So there's some flexibility. But I get it either way.
Yeah.
It's awesome no matter what. And it still is the same creator.
True story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, time is funny, Ryan.
No, I didn't say funny. I said stupid.
Okay, fine. Stupid. Time's stupid. I'm trying to be nice. Gosh, why you got to be so mean to time?
Because time keeps on slipping.
Into the future.
All right. Transition. That is all from us. How about you, Yoons? If you want to share what's new in your neck of the woods, then let's do some quick housekeeping where we offer towels, fluff pillows topped with Andes candies, and tip you off to what do we tip you off to? Tip you off to how you
connect.
Can you connect? Thank you to the GMGU on Twitter, Discord,
you posted
Facebook,
the show before.
Instagram. It's called reading. Letters make words. Words make sentences, left or right, all that jazz.
Yep.
You can share what's new with you, just like at least one person did.
Yep. And here it comes.
By voicemail.
Why is every time I call this line that it feels like I'm accepting a collect call from the local jail? Good morning, evening, whatever the heck it is. Please hold. Okay. Iffle. I haven't been playing anything except for Immortals of Avium and Vampire Survivors and a little bit of Fortnite. I have missed my boys. We haven't played in days.
We need to change that.
Eagle. Not a lot going on in Eagle. Just the normal. I love you guys. Praying for you. Corey, I know what you're going through, man. I'm glad to see grandpa-in-law's doing well.
Yeah.
IRL. Hey, it's my birthday.
Happy
birthday!
birthday!
Happy birthday, dude.
Or bad, depending on how good your
happy
vision
birthday.
is. I am currently working on a 6-pack of Modelo, and my wife bought me eye drops because,
such an old man thing to say.
And that crap is expensive. Anyway, I hope you guys are all doing well. Hope I got this in time. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Love you back.
Love you.
Gotta stop it.
Every time
I never catch it when it repeats.
No, you don't. I'm like, wait, he repeated himself again? He's getting old.
Why is it every time?
Happy birthday, Timmy.
Yep.
Happy
We love you.
birthday,
Happy
man.
birthday. Hope it was a
Glad
blessing.
you got
I need your unbiased opinion, Tim, on Immortals of Avium, because I bought it and I still haven't played it yet.
Okay, you need
I
to
beat it.
play Spider-Man, okay?
I was going to while we were recording, but I felt like that would be rude, so I didn't.
Why do you want to play games while we're recording? You have other times.
I don't. That would work.
This is it. That's fair. That's fair.
Right, meow.
This is my gaming time, honestly. Like from normal time when my kids are in school, from like 7 till 10. That's when I can actually get online at night if I don't have something else going on. But that's about it. And then the weekend, I guess. But we're always got something because a child has friends and they have birthdays, or you have kids. Exactly.
Yep.
There's always something.
There is. Too true. Well, that's it, isn't it?
It is.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Thank you, Tim, for holding down the voicemail front. As for the rest of you,
Tim.
you're fired. You owe us 2 voicemails.
Bump
next
y'all.
week.
We'll do
We're
it
just
again
kidding.
next week.
We love you. Garbage Truck on
Yeah.
Fire. Feel free to
Watch
try
us.
again next week. Yeah, no more typed out updates until you guys do at least one voicemail. How about that, buddy?
Yep.
I'm not your buddy, guy.
All right. Well, I guess if that's it, then if you'd rather connect with us visually, spectatorly, not voicemaily, then you can go to YouTube and Twitch. There's a plethora of other joiners who stream. Maybe Mark is still streaming sometimes.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
I might do it this weekend. We'll see.
You should. Yes.
Are you recording this weekend?
We are not.
Okay.
Not yet.
There you go. You got some free time then.
Yeah. So also 3 weeks until episode 300.
Final
Yeah.
Oh, Andy's
Wow.
dead. That is not a preview. Oh, it's turned in like a
T-Rex.
zombie T-Rex. He's got some
I got a big
voice
head
issues.
and little
All right, people, help us, please.
You should come watch 300 in 3
There,
weeks.
yeah, it'll be a lot of that. This
Twitch.tv/The Good Morning Guys.
.com. All right,
Sunday, June 9th, 7
check us
p.m.
out. Then also Patreon, our merch page. You can support and gear up with us if you want. We got some shirts and stuff there.
Ooh, I'm gonna tell them real quick. I'm gonna
Tell
them.
them. Oh yeah,
Tell 'em.
So we're gonna officially we announced this in the Discord,
officially.
but we're gonna put it out to the general public. So if you watch episode 300, you have to be at episode 300 watching. You have to be in the chat because it's going to be a raffle. Hopefully it will actually work this time.
It'll work.
Host Wado. But yeah, so we are giving away a Nintendo Switch OLED. But you have to be watching the stream. You have to be in the chat because you have to be able to sign up for the raffle. So
Is there a time limit they got to be on the stream?
we will basically, it'll probably be held off to the end of the stream where we'll do a final.
Or in the middle.
Or
At the
Even
beginning.
towards the beginning. Or after stream. Or before the stream. Who knows?
After hours.
Or you just
Before
have
the
to be there. Or
We
be
think
square.
this person's going to be there. Rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat.
Or at episode 400.
Yeah.
Here's the old Switch, guys.
Yep.
New Switch 400. Be there.
Man, don't act like Nintendo's gonna get their life together and put a new Switch out by then.
That's
I
what they're
hope so.
saying. They've
I
officially
will
announced
believe
it.
it when it is on the shelf.
Yeah.
at
And it'll have the specs of the PS4, right?
Yeah,
It'll be able
probably.
to keep up with the PS4.
That's the rumors. That's what the rumors are.
Yep.
Rumors have it. All right.
Sorry,
Very good.
continue, Lucas.
Yes. Finally, you can click on a link, linktree.com/the GMG pod. All the links are there. Every single link you ever need in your whole life is there. So go there.
true
Or
story.
be triangle. Of course, if you cannot toss your attention, a coin, and the like to your podcasters, but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Spotify. We would appreciate your stars, exclamation marks, feedback, and you can let your voice be heard, just like Timmy did at 929 GMG guys. So give us a call. Alrighty then, Pat, Mark and Ryan, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners. Go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.
Two, three, four.